This feels very surreal to say, but I'm currently standing inside my new home, my very first house that I've bought with my own adult money, which is crazy. I'm turning 30 next year, and one of the things I never thought I'd be able to do before I turned 30 was buy my own house. So how I ended up here is crazy. I only got the keys this week and it's still empty. So while it is still empty, I thought it would be nice to bring my camera along and record, you know, what it looked like when I first got my keys. So let me just turn this around. So when you first come in, this is the view you get. There is a downstairs toilet to the left-hand side. It is quite spacious. I don't know if you can tell, but the toilet isn't actually in the middle. It's a bit to the side, and there's a lot of room this side, which will be really nice to put a bit of storage. I was told the reason this toilet is so big for a downstairs toilet is because it's a requirement for houses to make them be able to fit a wheelchair in. So like the door is actually quite large as well. So that's really nice. And then to the right, there is a little utility, which is where my washing machine is. And there's a bit of space to the side as well. So I can fit in things like my Hoover, ironing board, things like that. So it's a really nice space. It feels like there's lots of storage in this house, even though it is quite small. The living and kitchen space is open plan. It is a 2-bed semi-detached, so it is quite small, but one of the reasons that I love this house was because of this open plan. Like, I feel like it just opens up the space and makes it feel a lot larger than it actually is. My kitchen, my pride and joy. I got to select my own options, and I was actually given a bit of extra credit, so I had some money to work with. It always shows up like grey, navy, black, whatever on cameras, but it's actually green. It's more of a teal color. Let me have a look. What is it actually called? So this is Turin Hunter Green. It's matte, and it also has gold handles, which I really love the combination. But yeah, it's an integrated kitchen, so I've got my fridge, freezer here. I need to find a storage solution for these corner cupboards because they're a bit of a nightmare, but we'll sort that out. I have a cooker, induction hob, my splashback, and me. I also have a slimline dishwasher. It's so tiny, which is perfect for me. I think for the most part, I can just wash up things in the sink, but if I'm around friends or family, that'll be really nice to use. Also, Taylor Wimpey, who is the developer I've gone with, the sales team put together, I'm sure they do this for everyone, but they put together like a nice little hamper, which I thought was really cute. Lots of fancy things here. And I think it's nice that they didn't just go with like, you know, a bottle of Prosecco or something, because I don't really drink that much. So this works for me so much better. My gorgeous countertops, I don't know if you can see the detail in it. I don't know what's showing up on the camera, but it's white with a kind of marbled effect. The option I chose for my worktops, it's called Silestone. I went with the 20mm one, which I feel like is all I needed. And it is Miami Vena. I adore these countertops so much. And I think it's a nice contrast. So I went with like darker cabinets and lighter worktops. The main reason being that I really wanted white countertops because then you can see when it's dirty. If it's dark, you can't really see when it's dirty to clean it. Yeah, and I really wanted the contrast. Obviously this is open plan, so I really wanted floors and not carpet. I went with Amtico Noble Oak. I think it's a really gorgeous, warm color. It feels very classic. And I think it goes really nice with my kitchen, do you think? Oh, also, these came with it. I didn't actually pay extra for these, but little lights underneath the cabinets. And I've also got under the cupboard lighting as well. On the other side, there is some nice little shelves. I'm gonna have to figure out what I wanna put there. Do I just wanna put my books there, or do I want like a display? I don't know. I need to figure this all out. TV is probably gonna go over there. The socket cable thing for it is already there. So I'm probably thinking on the wall here, put the sofa over there. And then for a table, I'm thinking I could put something over here next to the kitchen to keep that space together. And then I do have a little extra space under the stairs as well. I really want a dog, so I keep thinking that would be a perfect dog bed space. So yeah, that's my downstairs. Actually, let me just show you outside as well, because I actually have a reasonably sized garden. Look at this. So also they give you a free shed. If you don't have a garage, they give you a free shed, and sheds are expensive, and it's a decent sized shed, and it has windows in it, which is crazy. When they told me I got a free shed, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, it's a decent sized garden and I feel like I could really section it out. So I'm thinking at the back, I might go with having, you know, like a bit of decking at the back, and then at the front, I'm gonna put grass. But yeah, they've paved a lot of it out already, which is nice. And there's some stones there. And it is French doors, which I feel like in the summer, it's gonna be really nice just to open these out and let the fresh air come through. So yeah, I'm so happy with this. And it's all just a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I know it's a small house, but yeah, I really wasn't expecting the size that I got. I guess it's because there's nothing in there as well. I bet when I put everything in, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is quite small. But it is my first house and I'm buying it by myself. So I think I've done a pretty good job. So yeah, let's take a quick look upstairs. There is a loft as well. This is the main bedroom. There's a thermostat here, which is really fancy. I'm gonna feel like I'm living in a rich house. Bed's gonna go there. There's 2 sockets either side, and they do have the sockets that have the USB and the USB-C as well, which is nice. And then over here, I'm thinking that entire wall, I'm gonna get like the build your own IKEA wardrobes, and I think I can fit like 3 of them in. I'm just gonna build that out. I'm actually gonna IKEA tomorrow I have an appointment with their staff to like help me design my wardrobe, so that's gonna go over there. But yeah, it's a really decently sized main bedroom as well. Over here is the bathroom. I also got to pick my flooring in here as well, and also the tiles, and these were extra options. I didn't go with standard. So for the tiles, I don't know if you can see, but they're actually textured. Like there's like little grooves in it. I really loved it. I think it's giving like Greek Mediterranean vibes. That tiling is called Rodano Kaliza. I'm probably pronouncing these all wrong, but it's also the splash rack behind the sink as well. And the flooring I got, oh no, sorry, that was the flooring. The flooring is Rodana Halizo, and the tiles are, oh, they actually match. They're called the same thing. So it's also Rodano Calizo, but it's called Mosaico Rodana Calizo, which makes sense. It looks like a mosaic. I need to figure out storage solutions. I'm thinking of getting like a cabinet under here, you know, those ones that just fit in. I think someone told me you can get them in B&M, but I think that would be really handy. I don't know if I want something there. I'm thinking also here, if I find like a thin shelving unit, that could probably fit there. And then we have the second bedroom, which I'm gonna turn into an office / guest room because I work from home. I'm thinking desk can go in this like nice little, this little alcove, and I have a sofa bed already. I'm thinking that's gonna go here, and that'll be a really nice setup. There is also some nice storage in here. So I've got a little cupboard as well. I'm thinking I might put a rail up and I can hang my coats in there. That's what I'm currently thinking, but we'll see. And I also have some spare tiles. What am I meant to do with them? I don't know. Can I sell them? Do I need them? What do I do with them? They're really heavy as well. Yeah, I'm so happy with this place. Like, I'm just excited to finally, you know, move everything in and get settled. I have a van booked to help me move my big furniture, and then I currently only live around the corner anyway, so I'm thinking about just bringing little bits here and there, especially my kitchen stuff. Like obviously, well, my kitchen storage is already there, so I can just put everything in the cupboards. There's a few things I need to get, like a new wardrobe, because I currently have built-in wardrobes where I live right now, so I can't bring it with me. I also need a sofa downstairs. I need to get myself a TV because I currently watch everything on my laptop, but I feel like now I have a home, I need a TV. That's what adults do, right? They have a TV. And then I also need a dining room table, which I've seen some really cool ones where, I think I want a circle one, but I've seen some cool ones where they're circular shape, but you can like turn it and it turns into like an oblong shape. I can't explain it, but I'm gonna go look at that again. They are a bit expensive, so I just wanna make sure that the sizing dimensions are right, but then I think it'll be great because it just means I can change the size of it. If I have people over, I can extend it a bit. So I think it'll be really nice. Yeah, this is my little house. I can't believe it's real. So yeah, this is crazy. I keep thinking about how big this feels. When I was 18, I moved down to London for uni. I went to Kingston University. I ended up staying there for 8 years. I spent the majority of my 20s living in London, and I loved it. I love that city. My like heart and soul is still in the city. I feel like I've left a part of myself there when I did move back home. But the reality of London is it's just so expensive. And I was literally living paycheck to paycheck, and I thought I was doing all right, but I think it's when you start realizing that, yeah, all you ever can do is rent in London. Like, I'd never be able to afford property in London. And as I was getting older as well, I was starting to think more about, well, I don't have any family here. I'm, not in a relationship. I have friends there, of course, but it started to feel more right for me to move back home. So in 2023, I decided to move back home. I was lucky enough to be able to move back in with my parents, which at the time felt like a step backwards. However, it was really the opportunity that helped me save enough money so I could afford to do something like this and buy my own house, which I never thought I'd be able to do, especially not in my late 20s as a single woman. And to be able to do this solo by myself, buying a 2-bed house is crazy. And that is totally not lost on me, how lucky I am to be even in this position, in this economy. That's crazy. But it truly is like a combination of being able to move back in with my parents, which I was so fortunate to be able to do, and having the job that I have and the progression that I've had in this job, and that has all helped. But also, house prices up north are just cheaper. Like, if I was in a similar situation in London, if my parents lived in London and I did the same thing there's no way that I'd be in a position right now to be able to buy my own house there. Maybe even not my own flat. Maybe I'd be able to rent a nicer place. Maybe I'd be able to rent by myself because I was flat sharing all the time. But yeah, I feel like when I did move back up here, it really felt like a step backwards. I felt like I was, losing my independence. I was moving back into my parents. That made me feel like a bit of a failure, even though deep down I know that's not the case, but it felt like a step back. And now I'm thinking about it, and I sometimes get really emotional about it, but it's just feeling like everything has ended up working out in its own peculiar ways. My original plan was to, 2026, the year I turn 30, that is going to be the year that I start seriously looking at buying a house. But right now there's a lot of houses being built around the area where I'm currently living. And I was just looking around show homes, as you do, I was just being nosy. And I fell in love with these show homes that Taylor Wimpey had at one of their sites. And while those were all 4 beds, definitely could not afford that. I really liked the look of this house. And it's been a thing for the entire year of 2025 for me. And I signed off on this before anything had even been built. So I was putting my faith that it would look the way I was hoping that it would look, because I wasn't able to look in a show home of one of these, as mine was the first 2-bed that they were building on this site. Do I wish that I still lived in London? Yeah. If I was rich, I would live in London and be able to spend unlimited amounts of money coming to visit my family whenever I wanted. But that's not the reality. The reality is that I've been given this opportunity to be with my family, be closer to my family, and also now buy my own house. So that is crazy. I still work for my London-based job, so I do get to pop down there every now and then to go into the office. So it's not like I've left London entirely. And I really think that it's nice to have this little thing in London that I can cling on to. But I think, getting older, I think you do start to want a sense of, stability and a slower pace and a place that you can call home. And London, whilst I love it, could never be slow paced. Everything, I think sometimes that's why I felt so anxious down there all the time. I loved being there. I loved the energy, but sometimes you just want quiet. You want to be able to go on a nice little woodland walk without noise. It's also the first time that I'm going to be living completely by myself, which is going to be a totally new experience in itself. I've lived independently of my parents, but I've always had flatmates that I've shared with, so I've never truly lived by myself. So it's going to be a big adjustment, and it is one that I think I'm ready for. I really just want to make, this space my own, and my dream is to be the best hostess ever. I've already been looking at all these different mocktail recipes, canapé recipes. That is my dream. I want a little hub that I can invite all my friends and family around, and we can just hang out and have cozy nights in. I feel like I'm truly living the dream. I feel like if 18-year-old me saw 29-year-old me, she would have no idea this is how her life would pan out. Like, when I moved to London, I thought I'd be staying there. I truly did. And as the years went on, and I think as well, like losing my job during the pandemic, that really hit me as being, wow, like if something goes wrong here, I have friends here, but I don't have my family network. And I have a small family, but that family network is really important to me. And there were other factors in the end that like made me make this decision sooner than I necessarily wanted to. I did want to spend a couple more years in London, but even in hindsight now, even that decision, like being forced to move back home earlier than I wanted to, has turned out so much better for me. So now I'm just like, maybe you just need to trust the process sometimes. And I'm hoping to take you all on a little journey of me putting together this space and making it my own. And I'm not an interior designer, so we'll see what happens. I feel like I have a vision in my head, but I don't know how to make it happen. So yeah, I'm gonna take my camera along for the journey and we'll see how it goes. I need to get up off the floor because my knees hurt so much. I'm so old. I need a sofa immediately. That's what I need. But yeah, I still can't believe this is real and this is happening. And by next weekend, I'm gonna be fully moved in. There's still gonna be some little bits I need to get and some furniture I need to build, which is not my strongest point. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm excited to share the next chapter and start making this little house a home.